Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the New York Nerd Show.
Yes.
All that Pat, the birthday guy, birthday boy,
yes.
and BitOfRits.
Birthday month now it's turning into.
Yes, definitely.
And Gizmo's laying on the floor over there.
He is.
I'm going to tilt this down a little bit. So, your birthday came and went.
It did.
Right?
It did.
We had a surprise virtual party with friends from all over the country and outside, even one friend from Vietnam.
It was bananas.
Visited. So that's when you opened all the rest of your 40 gifts for your 40th birthday. And I did the clues. I should have kept some of the clues because I don't even remember them all. But we're going to show a couple of them. And since we're not necessarily going to make this a huge length of time, we're going to separate it out for maybe like one or two more shows.
Yeah.
But so some things that he got. So he had a surprise party from his class.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
No, I mean, I keep saying it, but it's like I was very lucky this year for a variety of reasons. And I can't help but say thank you. And all these things that I got, I mean, I do feel spoiled in some ways, but again, I'm lucky to be so spoiled and so loved with
well,
this.
we couldn't have a real life surprise party, so I figured why not, use that money, I guess, in things that you totally need, like this piranha plant beanie hat. That's what I gave him during his classroom birthday party.
When we get to go out for a dinner, like an anniversary dinner, I'm totally wearing this. I'm going to dress up, suit and tie, very, very, very beautiful, very stunning. And then this hat will just seal the deal and cement the suit, cement the look.
Yes. So that was technically number 13.
Something like that.
Gift 13 that was given to you during your class surprise party. And then these are in no particular order. We're just kind of grabbing them and going to go. So this was one of the gifts, Kermit the Frog Muppet Babies.
I love the Muppets just in general. So this was definitely
right up my alley. It would have been much better. But
you'll see
truth
something.
be told, I went to a Disney outlet and they had this on clearance. So I actually got two of them, one to give as a gift to a baby and then one for you. And in reality, I'm totally fine giving both of them as baby gifts for our friends.
Realistically,
but, I saw it and I thought you'd get a kick out of it. So he even has his little emblem.
Little frog, yeah.
Yeah, didn't he have like a pet frog or something too?
I don't recall that.
Or a cousin, maybe I'm thinking of.
Cousin. Well, he had a nephew later named Robin.
Oh, okay.
So it is kind of weird that Kermit the Frog has a little emblem of a real frog
that hops, right?
Yeah. He's anamorphic, right?
Anamorphic, maybe,
something like that. Where like an animal has humanistic characteristics.
Yes, but he's very soft and cute.
Yeah, he really is nice.
And he was very cheap at the Disney outlet. So there you go. That was
very nice.
Then we have the Game Gear Bonkers, if you remember him.
Wax Up, of course.
Yeah, I don't know what Wax Up means, to be honest. It's kind of a weird title. But actually, I got this game quite some time ago. He asked me where I got it. I had actually there's a store in Brooklyn that's a video game store.
Is it Gotham City Games, or is it another one?
I don't think Gotham City. It's the one that they had the Neo Geo set up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that one is.
We should know. We've been there a couple times. The guy's very nice, the owner.
Yeah.
And I'll have to look it up and I'll add it to the text because that guy's very nice. Decent prices and some cool stuff. And so I think, at this point,
I hope they're still doing okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I see posts every once in a while. I feel like I think that they, I think they're open. We haven't gone out to Brooklyn or anything, but
not in some time really.
I didn't know they had a Bonkers game. So when I saw this, I probably saw this. Probably 2 years ago by now or something.
I'm guessing it was like one of the last times that we went. It was when we had our New York Nerds convention show.
Yeah, so
that's the last time I recall going.
Yeah, that was 2 Aprils ago.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was one thing.
Hope to be able to play that soon.
Yeah.
It's part of the Sega Club too, which was near the tail end of the Game Gear's life cycle, and they had like more kids-related games. We have a Marsupilami and Genesis with the same logo.
Yes. So this is a figure from Luigi's Mansion 2. He has obviously a scared face, and if you can kind of see it.
It's the Poltergust 3000, I believe is what that was called.
So this was from Nintendo New York in Manhattan. I bought this probably before we lived in this house. So I bought this probably over 5 or more years ago. And I had it in a box, and I found it recently when I was going through some stuff, and I was like, oh, I never gave this to you. So
well, I mean, it's Luigi's Mansion 2, that alone.
And these are the figures that came in the series. We actually do have the Yoshi baby guys. I think we've seen this one, but it's kind of like,
I think we have.
It's pretty typical kind of Mario. I have never seen these two. I would buy the Yoshi probably if I saw that, but I've never
seen
the
Mario and Luigi are kind of fun because they're from looks like the Mario arcade game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a regular Mario and a Tanuki
15
Mario.
and older. What a weird age.
Well,
it's an adult collectible, not a toy.
Absolutely.
It says that very specifically, just so you know.
Yeah, so I think these are cool.
And you're a big fan of Luigi's Mansion.
Oh, I love that series. I've completed the first one and the third one with her. Never actually played. We have the second one on 3DS. I've started it. That's the Dark Moon one, but I've never completed it. Someday.
Next up.
Oh my God, I've been wanting this for so long.
The cartoon animation kind of game on Game Boy, which you didn't know about until when did you learn about this game?
I learned about it at CradleCon last summer at the Museum of Aviation. I was bored because it had a couple slow moments, and basically the guy vending next to me had comic books, so I bought a $1 comic book just to kind of read. And the inside front cover had an advertisement for this, and I was shocked because I was really big into Game Boy as a kid, and I loved this cartoon. I didn't know it existed, so I mentioned it to you. And
it's pretty hard to come by. It's a little pricey for a Game Boy game, to be honest. But I got it. I did buy it online on eBay during the quarantine, I'm pretty sure, or it might have been even pre-quarantine. But it was with a lot of like several Game Boy games. But the price made sense for what we're just gonna sell the other Game Boy games, which actually I already gave you some of them to sell. Yeah. And I pulled this one out obviously to give you. But I liked the Beetlejuice cartoon when I was a kid growing up. So you said the game's pretty weird. You've tried a little bit.
Yeah, I played about a half an hour of it so far. It's like you're basically you're in a mansion and you're fighting things that are possessed, like a pair of pants and underwear that are all over the place. There's the one spot I kept getting stuck on. I was in a laundry room and I was fighting clothing, and bubbles would come out of the laundry machine. I get stuck in the bubble and I couldn't get out of it or do anything. It's actually pretty frustrating. But
I look up game facts.
Yeah, well, I haven't read the instruction book yet, so that's my next thing. I love the manuals, so I actually read them
Yes.
That's my news.
I actually got the manual separately.
Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way.
The manual I got separately also on eBay, but to get the complete with the box was a little too crazy of a price. But somebody posted this buy it now for I want to say $9, which this is definitely worth more than $9.
The game or just the manual?
The manual by itself. The game is probably worth around $30. With me buying the rest of the Game Boy games with I didn't spend that much.
Right. I just love the art because it really reminds me of the cartoon.
Well, we got to see if we can find this digital, the digital version of
the show.
The animated Beetlejuice, because I used to watch it all the time and I loved it.
But I have 2 episodes downstairs that I ripped off the internet years ago. I made some a bootleg DVD of old cartoons. God, it's so good. And I think we said his name at least 3 times.
Oh,
careful when we open the door.
Might be coming for us. So. What do you want to do next? This one?
Yeah.
So this is Clay Fighter 2. It had this little. It's funny when I was doing the same thing where I give 3 clues and he has to guess. As I was doing on the show, and he could not figure out what this was because it was in the sleeve, so he couldn't feel that it was a game. I wish I got this complete, but I guess that's to come, I suppose, if I can find a good deal on it. But it's just loose. Clay Fighter 2, you're a big fan of this game, right?
I love the series. I didn't know that I didn't have it. For the longest time, I thought I had all the Super Nintendo ones, but apparently I didn't. So I was really happy to get this. And I won't grab them right now, but I'm a big fan. And
I'll just show it.
Great. I have basically...
He wants to show off the little clay guys that he made based on the game.
Yeah, it's...
They don't make them. They didn't make
any kind of So I actually made these out of Sculpey. This is the Blob, and then I also made Bad Mr. Frosty, And honestly, my favorite one was I made Boogerman.
Now, is Boogerman part of this? And he had a like his own game made later?
Boogerman was originally made first on the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
But it was made by the same company, Interplay.
Oh, okay.
So when it came to the Nintendo 64 version, they actually made him as a character, just like Earthworm Jim, very similarly.
So what is this? Is like Clay Fighter 2 is a spoof, like a parody of Terminator for this one, right?
Well, the title is
like the game. Is it just a fighting game?
Yeah, they're all fighting games, one-on-one fighting games,
like a Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this game, there's a character named Hoppy or something like that, and that's like the whole like Terminator kind of character.
Probably
yeah.
The angry manly rabbit right there.
Right, and to be fair, these are not good games. But I played them so much as a kid.
Right, it's the nostalgia of it.
Yeah. And Super Nintendo had a ton of one-on-one fighting games, and again, I played them with my friends, and again, we didn't care if they were any good. Like these, we played these more than Street Fighter, and almost about as much as Mortal Kombat. So
now you have this one.
I'm super excited to play that.
Yep.
It was funny. One of my friends, when we were doing the guessing, thought it was the Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut on N64, and I that's what they. And I was like,
it would be great if it
doubt
was,
it.
but that thing's worth what, over 200 now?
No, it's closer to 1,000 now. It's
really?
creeping up there. We had a chance to buy it for 150, and I'm like, it was like 130 at the time. I'm like, no, it's too pricey. I wish I could go back in time and change that for sure.
Geez.
Yeah.
Crazy. So this is really random, and I'm going to be honest. It was the last gift I gave him, and actually, though, I realized I forgot to give him one gift. So at a later video, you're going to get a gift later. But technically, this was supposed to be what the last gift was. I was hoping for tears. Going to be honest, like happy tears. I did not get them.
It got me in the feels,
but I also think that if we weren't with other people, like virtually, who had been like, who basically were like, "What the heck?" Like, okay. I feel like it would have been a different kind of moment. So you can share your Fozzie Bear toy.
So Fozzie Bears is my favorite Muppet.
He has a collection of Fozzie Bears. So
it's funny. I even mentioned this to my parents tonight, and they still were like,
they had no idea what he was talking about.
So when I was a kid, I was probably around 6 or 7 when we went to New York City on a vacation. And again, love Muppets, love Muppet Babies, the whole idea. And so we went to McDonald's on our vacation, and I got this Happy Meal toy. It's Fozzie Bear on a rocking horse. And again, it's one of my first vacations. It probably was my first vacation, realistically thinking of my age. Anyway, bottom line is we were walking around doing our thing, and I noticed that Fozzie was missing out of my cardboard Happy Meal case. Rocking Horse was still there, but Fozzie, who really matters, was gone. I was devastated, and I can remember everywhere we went from that rest of the day, I could care less. Statue of Liberty, who cares? All I was doing was looking around, trying to get my parents' attention. I was so upset that Fozzie was gone. And to this day, I have always, like, it's one of those things that always in the back of my mind. Again, who cares, right? It's really a big deal, but
he's very nostalgic, and I have heard this story many, many times.
So this was like big. This is like one of those things that I'm so happy to actually have this again. It's worth nothing. You know what I mean? You know, to like price wise.
It's worth like $5.
Right. This is more worth something to me. So like,
yes.
I'm very happy to put this on the shelf.
Well, you're going to put it with your Fozzie.
Yes. I think. And it's just one of those things where it's like somebody that means a lot to me got it for me. Because, I mean, I'm sure I could have gotten it if I really dug deep on it.
You didn't even dig that deep.
I know. So I was just, that meant a lot to me. And yes, no tears in a sense, but like inside it was very, it meant a lot to me.
Yes.
So thank you.
You're welcome. So the last thing that I'm going to show that I picked up for you is a complete in box Star Fox on Super Nintendo. Game. This was also a game that you somehow were surprised you didn't have for some reason.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I didn't have this game. So we got I think we got a cartridge recently. Maybe we didn't even do that. But yeah, I love Star Fox. I mean, every single one of them I've enjoyed.
Well, you kind of mentioned it when you got the Switch one. You were kind of talking about it.
Oh, the Wii U?
Oh, maybe. The one that had that weird dongle.
Yeah. It had a dongle?
Like that, it was definitely for the Switch because you could slip the things in. It had the little.
Oh yeah. It was Starlink Adventure. So it was a not a Star Fox game, but then they had Star Fox licensing in it, so it made it Star Fox. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Starlink Adventure.
So it has the insert cardboard, even though there's tape all over it that we're gonna have to fix. And
That's all
then
good.
it has the. Did they come with these, or this was always extra?
No, most of them did.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, later on, like I could be completely off on this, but basically they did.
I never owned Super Nintendo, so I didn't really like. This is like a hard plastic versus like the flexible plastic of the Nintendo ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And the manual is in great shape. I mean, the box is in great shape too. So
I love like at Nintendo New York near us. I don't know if they still do, but they actually had the puppets that they use for the advertising. They had them in a display case on the second floor. Mm-hmm. That was really cool when I saw those. And something interesting of if you look at their feet, they don't have real feet. And I saw something somewhere where like the story of that was like they actually had to have their feet removed for something with gravity. It was something weird. But that's why their feet are robotic. But something to look into that. Just again, I could be completely talking out my butt, but
you may be
something about that. But anyway, I love this game. I love the series, and every time I play it now, I still find like a hidden warp somewhere. I don't want to ever look them up online because it just catches my attention even like 30 years later. But yeah, I actually have. I don't mind turning this. We're not like nothing crazy. So I actually have the full set of the Star Fox characters. And what's crazy about that is we had no idea that the Falco one
was worth so much money.
Yeah, and I was worried that I didn't have it. And thank God I found it in a box like in our basement like maybe 2 years ago.
Because we kept saying we thought that we had picked it up and we couldn't find it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, out of all of them that's worth the most, it's probably like $75 to $80 the last time we checked. I mean, I don't know what it is now.
And it's funny because the other ones are worth like maybe 20 to 30.
Kind of weapon.
Yeah,
things. That's funny.
But have you ever actually played this?
No, I never played it.
You should play it sometime.
We'll
see. It's a 3D flight game, but it's on a track, so like you can't go too far out of the way, which is good because I don't like the flight games where you have open space. Oddly enough, but I can't keep focus on where I'm supposed to go, and I get like very confused, if it will, like because like if you're going up and down, I can't quite focus on where I'm supposed to go. There's a Star Wars game that I have on the 32X is similar to that. I love it, but it throws me off.
This box, I'm telling you, this is like in great shape. I did get this online. I haven't seen complete in box in person. I don't think any stores we've been to.
No, I don't think so either.
And I'm sure that if it was, they'd probably be asking for way more than the value of it.
Right. I mean, if we saw it in person, over the past year or so, I think that we would have picked it up already.
If it was a reasonable price. Yeah.
Well, right. Yeah, for sure.
So we are going to show one more bonus thing.
Yeah.
So
love this.
A friend of ours, John, picked up these WrestleMania 3 pin set for All That Pat.
Yeah, they're based on...
It's a limited edition of 5,000.
And they're based on the two big matches on the WWF WrestleMania 3 card. And it's basically got characters from Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
They're so like, I don't even know, 80s, 90s looking.
Well, just the colored shapes behind them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's just so funny.
Yeah, the big purple triangle for Macho. But they're really well done. Like you could instantly tell who they are. But yeah, I really like that. We do have a whole bunch of pins, mostly ones in our our store collection, honestly. But we do have a couple that are personal ones as well. I want to find at one point. I have a Ghostbuster one for Ivan Reitman or Harold Ramis, I should say. It's pretty cool. I've been thinking about that lately. But these WWE ones are fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to put those up. You know what? I'll put them up right next to another gift I got. Right next to the WWF Wilton e-cutters.
Cookie cutters, yep.
It'll be perfect.
So that's the gifts that we're gonna go over so far today. So some fun nostalgic things, and maybe tomorrow we'll try to hop on and show another like 10 games. Not all of them are games.
Some of them are realistically.
A lot of things are game related.
Right.
But not necessarily games. A lot of really random stuff. Oh wait, I forgot these.
Oh.
I think this was
one of them.
Part of the 8. We'll have to recount. So it's Simpsons Duff beer
tailgating kit.
Yes. Which is kind of funny. So
official Duff beer solo cups.
I thought that they were real cups, but they're kind of like plastic.
They're that plastic
they
solo
come with
cup
3
material.
ping pong balls. But yeah, I got this on clearance at GameStop.
Right?
And actually, when we opened it,
oh yeah,
somebody shoved or it fell. This guy was in
Fallout Boy keychain.
Yeah. So bonus gift, I guess.
Right.
So random.
I don't even know anything. I know it's Vault Boy or whatever, but we don't really play the Fallout series. But I know it's pretty popular for sure.
Yeah, but I figured like these would just be fun cups to like just drink out of. Just
Yeah.
I was thinking, but I actually gave it to him as like one of the first 3 gifts because I was like, oh, we could drink out of them for your party, and then I didn't think about it. I'm like, well, then I have to like go wash them, and that's too much work, and
right.
So we didn't end up using them, but now we can use them as we wish. Right.
My 41st birthday. Hopefully, we're back in person and we can pull those out, or BitOfRits' party too.
Yes. Well, I'm not as big of a Simpsons fan as you are, but yeah. So we'll show the other gifts at some other point.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
As always, thanks for joining us on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We always have our WWE video game show.
Mm-hmm.
And basically this week we're going to go back to Battlegrounds to talk about there was a bunch of DLC that came out this week and last. So go through that. And also I'm going to share a trick on how to win a tag team match pretty easily. So yeah, you probably already figured it out, but at the same time, yeah, spoiler. So some of those matches can be kind of frustrating. So I'll talk about that on Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Great.
Yeah. So again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon on New York Nerd Show.
Have a good night.
Good night. Adios.